Dear viewers, a boy from southern Pakistan is laying 1,500 bricks today to pay off a debt that his grandfather accepted with a thumbprint 23 years ago. He is one of the 50 million people trapped in the web of modern slavery, spread across 160 countries in 2026. Beneath the glittering skyscrapers of Doha, the blue shores of Indonesia, and the high-tech towers of Sihanoukville, a terrifying reality remains hidden from sight.
In 2026, slavery is not just a remnant of a bygone era. It is built of spreadsheets, passports, and silence. It is a flourishing multi-billion-dollar industry, from markets where a human being costs less than a smartphone to mysterious ships that never return to port. This is the world's hidden economy. Our journey begins in a country that most Westerners would hardly recognize on a map, but they should know about it.
Mauritania, a place where the Sahara Desert meets the Atlantic Ocean. Mauritania holds the record for being the last country in the world to officially abolish slavery, and this did not happen until 1981. Even more shocking is that owning another human being was not actually considered a punishable offense here until 2007. And when the country finally prosecuted its first slave owner under that 2007 law, the sentence handed down was only 6 months in prison. According to the Walk Free Foundation's Global Slavery Index 2023, Mauritania ranks third in the world for modern slavery on a per capita basis. General estimates suggest the enslaved population is between 40,000 to 90,000. However, some human rights organizations claim that the real figure is closer to 900,000. That means almost 1 in every 5 citizens. Why does this practice still persist? Because here, slavery is not viewed as a crime. It functions as a caste system. The lighter-skinned Arab Moors, known as Baidan, have been in power for centuries. The darker-skinned Haratin, who are descendants of slaves, have served them generation after generation. In Mauritania, slavery is inherited. It is not newly created, and this cycle is centuries older than even the Atlantic slave trade. It has its roots in the trans-Saharan economy, which existed long before any European ship ever reached these shores. So why has the world ignored it? One reason lies in the people who are fighting against it. Biram Da Abeid, who himself is a descendant of slaves, started this movement in 2008. He won the United Nations Human Rights Prize in 2013. He has been imprisoned repeatedly, and once he was even elected to the Mauritanian parliament from inside a prison cell. The Mauritanian government denies the scale of this problem. The Mauritanian government ignores the scale of this problem. Many slaves themselves also consider it normal. Tradition and religion have taught them that questioning this system is like breaking the rules of the world. If Mauritania's slavery continues silently through generations, then our next stop presents them openly for sale. Libya was once a prosperous coastal gateway. Before its civil war, it enjoyed one of the highest standards of living on the African continent. Today, it has transformed into something very terrifying. After years of political collapse and After the conflict, an ancient evil has returned in its most public form: open-air slave markets. Every year, thousands of migrants from sub-Saharan Africa pass through Libya, chasing dreams of Europe. They are indeed stopped, but not by rescue workers. They are stopped by smugglers and armed militias. Have you ever wondered what the price of a human life is in a country where the law has fallen silent? International observers have recorded public sales for as little as $400 per person, less than the cost of a mid-range smartphone. Construction work, farming, domestic chores. Detention centers are operating in conditions that international monitors have described as systematic abuse. If the ransom money never arrives, they are sold again to the next bidder. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, currently counts more than 700,000 migrants in Libya. Since 2017, the European Union has poured more than 450 million euros into funding Libyan forces to stop migrants at sea. Amnesty International has explicitly described this funding as what it actually is. It is complicity. CNN brought this market to global attention in 2017. Even after nearly a decade has passed, these auctions still continue. Now we move towards India,
a global economic superpower and a leader in space technology, which has lifted millions of its citizens out of poverty. According to Walk Free's Global Slavery Index 2023, the number of people living in modern slavery in India is higher than in any other country in the world, and this figure stands at 11 million. China is in second place with 8 million, Russia and Indonesia. Along with Russia and Indonesia, Turkey and the United States are also among the top 10 countries in terms of total numbers. Imagine a family in a small village. Suddenly, a medical emergency arises. Perhaps a child needs surgery or a parent falls ill. There is no bank, insurance, or government safety net within reach, so the family goes to a local landowner who gives them $50. In return, they agree to work at his brick kiln until the debt is paid off. This is the trap. With exorbitant interest rates and charges for food and water, and due to the hidden costs of tools, the debt does not decrease. Instead, it keeps increasing. India passed a law to abolish this back in 1976, the Bonded Labor System Abolition Act. It has been almost 50 years since then. Yet, this country leads the world in terms of the number of enslaved people. The law still exists in books, but its implementation is missing. Now let's cross the border to Pakistan. There, this excuse has a specific name, and a family will explain to us in detail how this mathematics actually works. In Pakistan, this system is known by a name. It is known as peshki. This is prevalent in the brick kilns of Punjab and Sindh, and a family living within the Thar Parker Desert can tell you exactly how it works. Basanti is 70 years old. Her hands have spent most of her life making bricks. Working alongside her are her son Punjo, his wife Rani, and Punjo's 12-year-old son Dilip. This family borrowed money from the kiln owner 2 decades ago to pay hospital bills. Panyo put his thumbprint on the contract because he could not read. He has not seen that contract again since then. Today, this family of 5 makes 10,500 bricks every day. They earn $1.50. The owner claims that another $1.50 is deducted as an installment toward the debt. They feel that they still owe about $560. They have no way to verify this. Now, calculate this. At $1.50 per day, the total payment over 23 years exceeds $12,500, and all this just to pay off a $50 hospital bill. So why are they still here? There is an answer to this that most Western audiences would never understand. Here, in Pakistan, which is a 96% Muslim country, an ancient Hindu caste system still persists today. Approximately 2 million Pakistani Hindus live there, most of whom are in Sindh, and a vast majority of them are Dalits, who were once called untouchables. The Megwar family is Dalit. They cannot leave the kiln because the world outside the kiln will not accept them. The conditions there are horrific. The desert temperature reaches up to 50 degrees Celsius, while the temperature inside the kilns exceeds 1,000 degrees Celsius. Approximately 20,000 kilns are operating across the country. Pakistan's own constitution declared bonded labor illegal back in 1992. It is now 2026. Organizations working for the protection of children's rights have rescued more than 18,000 workers during this period. And tonight as well, the Megwar family will sleep in the dust, and they will still remain debtors. We have traveled through 5 countries and 3 continents so far. So tell me, where are you watching this video from? Write your country's name in the comments and see how far this story has reached. Now, our final stop on this map. For the women trapped within these systems, the price is not the same. This is not distinct from slavery. It is that part of slavery to which the world hardly ever gives a name. In Mauritania, when a woman is enslaved, any child she gives birth to automatically becomes the property of her owner, according to tradition. It does not matter who the child's father is, even if the father is the slave owner himself. Her body becomes the engine that expands the labor force. This is the very structure upon which Mauritania's caste system has rested for centuries. Standing against that structure is Aminatu Mint El Mukhtar, who leads an organization of female-headed households in Mauritania. For decades, she has documented cases of female slavery and child marriage, and often her own life is under threat. In 2010, she was honored with the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Award.
She continues her work even today.
This is not limited only to Mauritania. In Myanmar, after the 2021 coup, in Kachin and Shan, women in the border states became targets for smugglers. They crossed the Chinese border and arrived in a country that had been shaped by decades of a one-child policy. Human Rights Watch has documented thousands of such cases. If this matters to you, type 1 in the comments. That's all. Now we move forward.
From traditions older than the printing press, we now move toward a frontier so new that it didn't even exist a decade ago. In the coastal city of Sihanoukville, Cambodia, along the shores of the South China Sea, stand tall glass towers and luxury casinos stand, and within compounds surrounded by barbed wire walls, a brand new form of slavery is in full swing. It begins with a job advertisement.
On professional-looking websites, it is written in clear English that high-paying digital roles are available somewhere in Southeast Asia. The people who apply are educated and tech-savvy. They board a plane and arrive there. As soon as they land, their passports are taken away. The gates of the compound close behind them. Inside, they are forced to work 16 hours a day.
Hours. They are forced to sit in front of computers. They run the scams that the FBI calls pig butchering. In this, strangers from all over the world, especially from the United States, are targeted through long-term romance and investment fraud. A 2024 study by the United States Institute of Peace estimated that pig butchering scams extract nearly $75 billion annually from American victims. This industry is larger than the entire economy of Cambodia. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, reports that Cambodia and documented more than 2,200 people trafficked into compounds in Myanmar and Laos. After the global press exposed the scale of this, Cambodia conducted raids on several locations in 2024.
Those compounds simply moved elsewhere, towards KK Park in Myanmar and towards the special economic zones of northern Laos. In our digital age, slavery has gone online. Behind every text message that seems too good to be true, there could be someone who cannot escape. Behind the towers built to defraud the West. After those, our next towers were built to garner the applause of the West.
The skylines of the Persian Gulf, Doha, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai rise from the desert like an impossible dream. But have you ever paused to wonder who actually laid the bricks of those skyscrapers? The answer lies hidden within a legal framework called the kafala system. It binds a migrant worker's right to remain in the country to a single employer or a single sponsor. Workers fly in from South Asia and Africa. As soon as they step onto the ground, their passports are confiscated. Without that sponsor's permission, they cannot change their jobs, they cannot leave the country. In 2021, The Guardian published an investigation that should have shaken the world. Between 2010, when Qatar was awarded the World Cup hosting rights, and the end of 2020, 6,500 South Asian workers had died there. On average, 12 deaths every week. These figures came directly from the embassies of India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. The newspaper noted that the actual number is certainly much higher. These were the people who built those malls. Lived in labor camps far away from the very malls they were constructing. They worked in heat that soared past 43 degrees Celsius. When wages were withheld, which happened often, there was no court they could turn to. Under international pressure, Qatar abolished its exit permit requirement in 2020 and introduced a minimum wage. The International Labor Organization, ILO, has called these reforms historic on paper. In practice, monitoring reports indicate that employers still confiscate passports, wages are still stolen, and complaints. Workers who file complaints are deported even before any hearing takes place. This same system runs from Doha to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. The Walk Free Foundation now lists the United Arab Emirates among the top 7 countries in the world for the prevalence of modern slavery. We have crossed deserts, skyscrapers, and concrete complexes, but our next stop is a place where the laws of any country no longer reach. Indonesia is a nation made of 17,000 islands, and it is home to one of the world's largest fishing fleets.
But some of its darkest secrets are hidden in the deep sea, hundreds of kilometers away from the nearest coast. This is the world of slavery at sea. It begins with a recruiter on the docks of a Southeast Asian port, who may be of Burmese, Cambodian, Lao, or Thai origin.
He promises steady work, regular wages, and a return home in 6 months. People sign the contracts. Their passports are snatched away. They board long-haul fishing vessels, and then for months, and sometimes years, they never see land again. These vessels are called ghost ships. They operate in international waters, beyond the reach of any police force.
The crew works 20-hour shifts, pulling nets through dangerous waves, drinking contaminated water, and eating raw fish directly from the catch. When workers fall ill, get injured, or protest, the consequences are horrific. Some bodies have been found stored in industrial freezers among the frozen fish. Others were simply thrown into the sea. In 2015, 4 journalists from the Associated Press chased these boats.
Their investigation led to the freedom of more than 2,000 enslaved fishermen. For this, they were awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Public Service the following year. The United States Congress passed the Trade Facilitation and Trade Enforcement Act of 2016, closing the loophole that allowed slave-caught seafood to enter the country. In the same year, Indonesia banned foreign fishing in its waters, and Walk Free's 2023 report concluded that
nearly 2/3 of all forced labor on the planet is now woven into global supply chains. That cheap shrimp on the supermarket shelf, the canned cat food, the canned tuna right next to it, there's every possibility that any of these was caught by someone who did not go there of their own will. Brazil is a global agricultural giant. Its meat, soy, and timber provide food and fuel to kitchens across the world. Deep within the Amazon rainforests and the vast plains of the Cerrado, an old Portuguese phrase still echoes today. Gives a name to a cruel practice, which means slave labor. Recruiters go to the poorest regions of the country and lure people with the promise of good work on distant farms. The workers who agree are taken to remote areas where the law is whatever the landowner declares it to be. Upon arrival, they are told that they are already indebted to the owner for the bus journey, for the food, and even for the boots on their feet. The only place to spend their wages is the company store, where prices are so high that the debt only keeps increasing. Armed guards patrol the perimeters. The forest itself acts as a wall. Anyone attempting to escape can be hunted down in a terrain where no map would help them. Since 1995, Brazil has been operating a special mobile inspection group that raids these farms and rescues workers. In 2003, the country launched a list known locally as the Dirty List, Lista Suja. This is a public register of companies that have been caught using slave labor. Caught. Banks cut off their credit. Major retailers, including Carrefour Brazil, terminate their contracts. This list was suspended by a legal challenge in 2014 and then reinstated in 2017. Since the program's inception, more than 60,000 workers have been rescued. In the Earth's largest rainforest, the struggle for human dignity is a daily battle against geography itself. This list could be even longer. Our journey has passed through 9 countries, but many more such countries are hidden in the world. From this, before we ask why all of this still exists today, here are 6 more names that deserve a place on this map. North Korea. According to the Walk Free Foundation, the Pyongyang regime is the single largest slave owner on this planet. More than 1 million of its citizens are forced into camps and workplaces. The state even rents out its workers to neighboring China and Russia and pockets the lion's share of their wages, which amounts to approximately $2 to $3 billion annually for the Kim regime. Saudi Arabia. In this kingdom, slavery was legal until 1962, correcting the historical date 1969 to 1962, and was only abolished when international pressure left no other option. Today, Saudi Arabia ranks 4th in the world in terms of prevalence. Right across the border in Yemen, there are thousands of enslaved people in areas controlled by the Houthi movement, about whom very few foreign journalists have been permitted to gather information. Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC. More than 800,000 of its people live in modern slavery. About 20,000 of them work in cobalt mines in the eastern part of the country, the cobalt that powers your phone, laptop, and electric car batteries. Power the metal supply for your devices. Nigeria. The militant group Boko Haram operates one of the most cunning recruitment models in the world. They lend money to small Nigerian entrepreneurs. When the debt cannot be repaid, the borrower is given a choice: join the group or face the consequences. China, Walk Free, and several UN bodies have documented systematic forced labor among the Uyghur Muslim minority in Xinjiang, linked to cotton fields, tomato farms, and polysilicon factories. Supply most of the world's clothing and solar panels. And Eritrea, often called the North Korea of Africa. Its national service program is officially 18 months long, but in practice it extends to 10 years, 20 years, or an entire working life. The United Nations has declared this state-imposed forced labor. Walk Free now ranks Eritrea second in the world for prevalence, right behind North Korea. 6 more names, 6 more reasons. So, in 2026, in this era of unprecedented connectivity and immense wealth, how does all of this still persist? Possible? To understand why this is so, scholars who study modern slavery often begin with 3 conditions. They argue that a person is in slavery when they cannot leave and when they are forced to work only in exchange for food and shelter. 3 main forces keep this definition alive. The first force is poverty coupled with a lack of literacy. From the brick kilns of India to the vast farms of Brazil, the starting point for victims is the same. The second force is conflict and war. From Libya to Myanmar and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, when a state collapses, the rule of law is the first thing to vanish. The third force is global demand. The Walk Free Foundation found that G20 nations import approximately $468 billion worth of goods every year that are at high risk of being produced by forced labor: electronics, garments, palm oil, solar panels, and fish. Nearly 2/3 of all this on the planet now moves through global supply chains. In 2026, slavery is not a local failure. It is a global system. And we promised one more answer. Why don't they just leave? Because the structures outside a slave's life are often as closed as those inside: caste, illiteracy, and in places like Mauritania, religious conditioning. And finally, the physical world: armed guards on Brazilian farms, the open Sahara Desert, the closed complexes of Sihanoukville, and the vast open ocean. Very often, there is simply nowhere to run. After seeing all this, if this information has changed the way you look at what you buy, then comment. Write 1 if this was new to you. Write 2 if you already knew about this. Links to the Walk Free Foundation, Anti-Slavery International, and organizations for the protection of children's rights are provided in the description. All the data and donation pages are available there. Please share them. Silence is the oldest weapon of the enslaver. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos.